Welcome back to Arise Exchange. Some are calling it Grexhaustion, as in we're exhausted talking about it. Now imagine you're Greek, however. How do you feel with the constant beratement? The latest is that negotiators from Greece and its Eurozone neighbors are working around the clock, hoping to strike a deal by Saturday. Greece has until mid-May to make a €750 million payment to the IMF. If it does not, there is growing concern that Greece will dump the euro and go back to its own currency. That could result in currency worth half of what it is now worth for Greeks. Peter Kenny is Chief Market Strategist at Clearpool Group. Joins us now to talk about this a little bit. You know, about 6 months ago, it was unthinkable that Greece would leave the EU. Then about 3 months ago, it became improbable. And now they're talking about a possibility. What are your thoughts?
Good afternoon, Andrew. I mean, it's a distinct possibility. Brexit is definitely on the table. And you know, the bottom line, if that were to occur, the implications would be global. There would be both economic, but they would also be political, geopolitical, because it's clear that Greece has reached out to Russia, looking for some help. China has a very distinct interest in Greece as well, in terms of an infrastructure build. The ECB and the EU are not the only real players longer term in this narrative, though right now that is where this all resides, ECB, EU, IMF, and Greece. And it's not clear that that principal or that interest payment is going to be made next month. It's really not clear. It's not clear at all. And in fact, the Greek government's having an awfully hard time paying employees. Well, something as basic as that.
That's right. They have pension payments as well to make really tomorrow, I believe, and I don't know if they have enough cash in the bank to do it. When Argentina defaulted,
I think they do.
Okay. When Argentina defaulted about a decade ago, their currency dropped by about 50%. So if Greece went back to its original currency, could it support itself with that kind of devaluation?
Okay. So if the drachma were to reemerge as an independent standalone currency, how would it survive? Well, a couple of things. First of all, Argentina was able to pull the rabbit out of the hat 10 years ago with a lot of help from its neighbors, from the hemisphere, from the United States. Greek's situation is different. The EU and the euro were not nearly as robust, not nearly as important geopolitically and economically around the globe as they are today. Greece alone is a very, very tiny country in comparison to the leverage they gain by being part of the EU. Losing that leverage would both help and hurt them. Greece would immediately become a very low-cost center for manufacturing, for light industry, for tourism, things of that nature, because, let's face it, the drachma would not be worth a great deal. A 50% reduction, you're probably being generous. It would probably be more severe than that.
But Greece also imports a tremendous amount of its goods for Europe, so prices for the Greeks will go through the roof.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And, you know, at the end of the day, Greece would stand to lose. I think net Greece would be a loser, but the EU would be a loser as well, with €1 trillion on the line.
Well, it would be a failure, wouldn't it, for the EU in the single currency concept?
Yeah, you're 100% right. Exactly right. It would be a failure, and they would basically go through a reorg process. That's ultimately what would happen, which is what Argentina went through.
Peter, recent polls among Greeks say that 75% say they want to stay in the Eurozone and use the euro at whatever cost. And I'm wondering if the political tide is turning against this government just elected 4 months ago. I was in Greece last week, and you learn everything from cab drivers, right? And they have clearly, the people I'm talking about, turned against this government.
Oh, they have turned against this government with vengeance. I mean, just look what happened earlier this week, or I think it was Sunday evening, with the Greek finance minister when he was out to dinner with his wife. You know, he was attacked.
He was attacked
by
in a restaurant.
In a restaurant. He has since been demoted and removed from the negotiating table, and I think that does speak to this very, very broad shift in the attitude of the Greek people in regards to the EU and Greece being a standalone country. They do not have the confidence in their own ability to manage their finances and, effectively pull off reform.
Peter Kenny, Chief Market Strategist at Clearpool Group. Peter, thank you so much. Very insightful. Have you back on soon.